Okay, let's listen. Hang on. Here we go. This is what Joe Biden said about Indians. I don't mean Native Americans, I mean people from India.
As you know, I got a lot of support for you. That's where.
Let's slow it down.
More to come, I think. So, no, I've had a great relationship. In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. Oh.
I guess the point is, did Rishi Sunak know that he has made comments like this? Next. One second. I'm just having some issues pulling this up. Ugh. I'm not sure if I can with him anymore.
So 25 years after the 1994 crime bill was enacted.
Shut up. I mean, I can't listen to that. She's like 5.
Take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons.
No,
so
that would have been good.
What made them do this? They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity.
This guy is hyped up on cocaine. He's talking about black men. He's talking about this 3 strikes bill. Donald Trump reversed this piece of legislation that was a Bill Clinton brainchild supported by creeps like this. And it's as if Joe Biden is looking at himself in the mirror and speaking about himself. Joe doesn't have a conscience. In the meantime, he, and I quote, I'm sorry, Tara Reid, pulled up Tara Reid's skirt, pinned her against the wall, and Fingered, her, with one of these slimy, ugly fingers. How does that woman Jill stay married to him? She doesn't sleep in the same room or even get near him. She just wants her shit. She wants her stuff because she knows this guy isn't going to be around much longer, and she'll be with another dude quickly. Just watch.
We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not...
Your party created them, you fucking creep. Excuse me.
Because we created them, that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale.
What are
and
you?
It's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth
He basically is telling the world that he wants people taken out of society that are black, committing crimes. We had a terrible crime problem at this point in the country.
We don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. I'm the guy that said rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it, notice it. And even when we notice it and we know it occurs, we don't know why. So you cannot make rehabilitation a condition for release. That's why in our system, there's the federal system, you serve 85% of your time. It's a shame, but we don't know how to rehabilitate. But there is a consensus, and I will cease. A, we must make the streets safer. I don't care why someone is a malfactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society, try to help them, try to change the behavior. That's why we do in this bill. We have drug treatment and we have other treatments to try to deal with it. But they are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families. But we would be absolutely stupid as a society if we didn't recognize the condition that nurtured those folks still exist. And we must deal with that.
Well, he is, hang on, because this is going to go directly to another video. He's not ashamed of what he said. What you need to understand is it put people literally in almost life prison sentences for things they didn't, for crimes that, it was treating people too harshly for drug possession and things like that. So I don't know the exact, I don't have enough time to do much more of a video on this, but I've done it before. It's just, he's a very racist, nasty piece of work. And I apologize for swearing. Okay. He's just really a very racist guy. We'll do one more. He and then it says, why is he being called anti-British? Well, first of all, he is anti-British, and he's he thinks Indian people just run 7-Elevens, essentially. That was the context of that they run every single 7-Eleven. They run some convenience stores. And now the powers that be, the Mockingbird media has come to his aid, and they've shut down Discord on him. Now, what I've seen in Great Britain is a very healthy debate. Like when I used to watch British Parliament and stuff, It used to be on. It's not on anymore. Where people are kind of openly kind of taking a jab at one another or pointing crap out, and then they're going, yeah, and then they're forcing people out of office by a vote of no confidence and shit like that. We don't have that here. We have a media under the Smith-Mundt Remodernization Act of 2013, signed into law by Barack Hussein Obama, under the National Defense Authorization Act, which is the funding for the military. And what they did, the government, was they made the Smith-Mundt Remodernization Act, which legalized the use of propaganda in the media. They made that part of the military funding, i.e. the salaries of people in the armed forces. It was like you couldn't not vote for it. And if you voted against it, then you looked like you were anti-military or anti-veteran. It financed the Veterans Administration, okay. I'm, and now, and so now I notice the British press is backpedaling. You should be able to say that, but I have a feeling that someone from on high has told people like Arlene Foster, hey, bitch, get your house in order. And you come back and say it was a very balanced speech. And she said, I can't say that about him, after just telling the whole world that I thought he was treating Rishi Sunak like an idiot and a little boy and didn't even notice him or didn't respect him. And Joe Biden is I'll say it's balanced but scripted. She came back and she totally changed her tone, like somebody took her to the woodshed and gave her the phone call. As Kanye West said, you get the phone call. Right, Yo-Yo Roth over there at Twitter? All right, I gotta go. Part of my soul. Joe Biden, part of your soul. You know what? Did he ever go to Crowpatrick in the Republic of Ireland? On the west coast out there. That's where my family's from. And I actually feel it there. Okay, I'll talk to you later. I could tell you all kinds of shit, but it's boring. All right, bye. Oop, let me get this.